Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And oh, what a gorgeous early spring day all across north central Washington today. This is the Wenatchee Valley. Looking down from our cross camera, which is up on Wenatchee Heights, and thank you to SkyFi and LocalTel. And what a shot today. Beautiful blue sky and temperatures on the very mild side. But we had a chilly start this morning, so we had a ways to go today. Look at some of these overnight lows. Moses Lake this morning, 26. In Wenatchee, we were at 28 degrees. And in our area, Omak, you were the cold spot at 25. We will see some chilly overnight lows tonight, but then much warmer temperatures, and all of that coming up in your weather forecast a little bit later on. And now here are the stories we're following for you tonight. An apparent argument over living arrangements Saturday night in Moses Lake led to a stabbing that landed one man in the hospital and the other in jail. Police and federal agents say they intercepted a shipment of 33 pounds of methamphetamine headed for Wenatchee and then used it to bust a local dealer who was waiting to receive it. And a Wenatchee man who pleaded guilty in February to multiple counts of child sexual abuse received a 6-year prison term. But first, our top story tonight. A passerby was able to alert a family of 3 in time for them to escape a fire at their home early Tuesday morning in Wenatchee. Chelan County Fire District 1 Chief Brian Brett said about 12:30 a.m. a passerby noticed the fire in the attic of the home in the 300 block of Pennsylvania Avenue and pounded on the door to alert the occupants. The family's 2 dogs also escaped safely. The family has found temporary housing and is being assisted by the Red Cross. Brett said the older home has had several additions over the years and 7 layers of roofing, which made it a challenge for firefighters, but they were able to get it extinguished in about 45 minutes. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Well, an apparent argument over living arrangements Saturday night in Moses Lake led to a stabbing that landed one man in the hospital and the other in jail. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says 36-year-old Robert O. Pouncey of Moses Lake was arrested on suspicion of second-degree assault. Moses Lake police were called to a reported stabbing about 9 p.m. in the Larson community and found an 18-year-old man with a stab wound to the neck near Cannon Drive and Mitchell Avenue. The victim was treated at Samaritan Hospital. Meanwhile, police and federal agents say they intercepted a shipment of 33 pounds of methamphetamine headed for Wenatchee and then used it to bust a local dealer who was waiting to receive it. 50-year-old Francisco Sadano was arrested Friday. Detectives with the Columbia River Drug Task Force say the case began when Oregon State Police stopped a vehicle near Klamath Falls containing meth packaged in 1-pound bundles. The driver allegedly told them that Sadano promised him $4,000 to transport the cargo from Redding, California to Sadanos' home on Boozer Street in Wenatchee. Instead, task force detectives and Homeland Security agents arranged to deliver a dummy package and then took Sadano into custody. Judge Kristen Ferreira ordered him held in jail on Monday on $500,000 bond. He faces possible charges of drug possession with intent to deliver and conspiracy. A Wenatchee man who pleaded guilty in February to multiple counts of child sexual abuse received a 6-year prison term. The sentence for 43-year-old Jamie Serrato is an exceptional one, above the 5-year standard sentence. Serrato pleaded to 3 counts of incest committed against a minor beginning about 2010 when the child was 6 years old. Chelan County Superior Court Judge Leslie Allen imposed the sentence. On release from prison, Serrato faces 3 years of supervision. Well, coming up next, the Wenatchee School District will send K-5 students back to in-person classes. A legal nonprofit wants COVID-19 vaccines made available to everyone in Washington prisons. And the pedestrian bridge on the Apple Capitol Loop Trail will be closed for much of the day tomorrow for a maintenance project. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
As our students return to learn, the need is great for all positions in the Wenatchee School District. Can you see yourself in these hallways? Or helping support students? Maybe you're an excellent office administrator or educator, or you have a love of sports. The Wenatchee School District is now hiring all levels of positions. You can make the difference in the life of a student and in your own life. Apply now at wenatcheeschools.org.
It's the huge grand opening of Click It RV in Moses Lake. Click It RV and the RV manufacturers have joined together to offer huge incentives and savings.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Everything is coming up zero, with zero down, zero payments for 90 days, zero worries, lifetime warranty, and zero for a solar panel with any RV purchase. It's a 000 grand opening going on now at Click It RV in Moses Lake. And get into Click It RV for parts, service, new and used during this huge grand opening sale.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
Welcome back. In another news, the Wenatchee School Board voted narrowly last night to allow its students in kindergarten through 5th grade to re-enter classrooms full-time starting April 19th for the rest of the year, while 6th through 12th grades remain in a mix of in-person and remote learning. The vote was 3-2, adopting recommendations made by Superintendent Paul Gordon. Gordon warned, though, that the board that the schools are already strained by staff shortages and an ongoing increase in COVID-19 infections in the community could force the district to change direction in a hurry.
District's recommendation is to return K-5 to full-time in person, 6-12 to remain in hybrid. That is the recommendation that I'm giving to the board tonight. Here are some highlights. Elementary schools, the Department of Health recommends all students remain at least 3 feet apart in classrooms where mask use is universal, regardless of the amount of community transmission from low, moderate, substantial, or high. Middle and high school, DOH recommends students should be 3 feet apart in classrooms where mask use is universal in communities where transmission is low, moderate, and substantial. Our current rate is in DOH's high range for over 200 per 100,000. So if you go back to those previous slides, that means that middle and high school must be at 6 feet because we cannot cohort. We must remain at that 6 feet for the students.
We have anxiety about hybrid. We have anxiety about being full day in school. But I think a really important anxiety is one of uncertainty, causing a lot of anxiety and even division in the community. So now we need to pick a course this evening. We need to execute it together and do the best we can.
I think it's clear that hybrid's not, it was a Band-Aid. It was never meant to fix everything. And certainly with the mental health crisis that's emerged even in hybrid, I think it's important to get as many students back as we possibly can.
We have got to focus on our students who are the furthest behind. If we have English language learners who are 2 years or more behind in reading, those students need intense services now. If we pull back from a hybrid model and go into a full-time in-person model, those students are not going to have the same availability for intervention.
If there's an exposure in a classroom, everybody's going to be going back to remote learning in that classroom for 14 days. Now let's talk about another shift in their resilient little personalities. Again, another shift for the family to have to adjust to for a short period of 6 weeks. It's just a cycle of change and uncertainty for 6 weeks, where we can probably say there's going to be some regression with all the shifting happening.
This plan isn't right for everyone. And I hope that we have alternatives in place so that for those families who feel that it is not appropriate to send their student back to school full time, that they can still participate in either the hybrid or the Wenatchee Internet Academy.
A legal nonprofit wants COVID-19 vaccines made available to everyone in Washington prisons. Columbia Legal Services filed a class action suit in Thurston County this morning on behalf of DOC inmates who were more than 8 times more likely to contract coronavirus than the state's general population. All incarcerated people are eligible for vaccination starting tomorrow under Washington's pandemic response plan, but the lawsuit wants DOC to go farther, creating a vaccine education and distribution plan for inmates and separating incarcerated people from correctional staff who refuse to be vaccinated. Almost 6,200 DOC prisoners have contracted the virus since the pandemic began a year ago. 14 inmates have died, as have 2 DOC staff members. The pedestrian bridge on the Apple Capitol Loop Trail will be closed for much of the day tomorrow for a maintenance project. Chelan County PUD says the closure will be from 8:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. The bridge spans the Columbia River, connecting the Loop Trail at Worthen Street in Wenatchee and Knight Street in East Wenatchee. The PUD says there is no detour route and signs will be up notifying trail users of that closure. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The People's Choice Award winners were announced Monday in the virtual STEM Showcase, with 6 area students from grades kindergarten through 12 selected as winners by voters. A pair of sisters, one a kindergartner and the other in 1st grade at Eastmont Virtual Academy, were among the winners. The STEM Showcase was hosted by the Greater Wenatchee Area Technology Alliance and the Apple STEM Network. In tonight's feature story, here's a sample of the winning projects as chosen by the public.
To continue our project, I went to the local coastal to pick up some mineral oil for the liquid cooling test. After gathering the remaining supplies, I started my air cooling test. For that, I used a script called Stressberry, which benchmarks the CPU temperature.
Hello, my name is Peter, and this is my robot. It's powered by 5 AA batteries on the bottom as well as a phone battery pack. The motors are just 2 continually rotating servos, so instead of giving them an angle, you give them a speed. The main brain of this robot is a Raspberry Pi, which communicates with an Arduino Uno on the top. I'm using this voltage converter, which takes the power from the 5 AA batteries on the bottom and converts it into 5 volts, which the servos will be happy with.
I made my house out of recycled materials and crafts and a lot of hot glue. I'm going to show you how my zip line works. Woo! Thank you for watching my video.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and what a day today. I hope you had the chance to get out and enjoy some of that bright, beautiful sunshine that we had all over North Central Washington. This beautiful shot is from the Wenatchee Heights cross camera provided by LocalTel and Sky-Fi, and how about that? What a brilliant shot from our day today. Temperatures not all that warm, but still pretty darn nice out there with not much wind. Unofficially 55 degrees this afternoon. 59 now is our normal high temperature, almost 60 degrees. Low this morning, it was a chilly one at 28. 34 is normal. Record high 2003, a beautiful day at 73 degrees, and our record low was in 1987 at 28 degrees. We did pick up a little bit more precipitation. We are up to, I believe, 2.64 inches now for the season. Sunrise 6:43, and the sun will set tonight for us at 7:28. As we get you into your Hump Day Wednesday, another beautiful day is on the way. In fact, even better than today. About the same amount of sunshine, maybe a few high clouds tomorrow, but mid-60s for the Columbia Basin. Moses Lake, you'll check in at 65. Quincy 63 tomorrow, and beautiful back in the Wenatchee Valley too, from 60 to about 62 degrees. All of us up along Highway 97, Aniat and Chelan. Temperature tomorrow at 61. As we take a look at that surface loop and put things in motion till we get to the end of our forecast tonight, mostly clear skies. Here's an area of high pressure that's really fueling this warm air that's moving into Washington state. But here's another one, and that's also grabbing some of that desert air as it moves up, and that's going to mean warmer temperatures for Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies, and we are going to see highs tomorrow, as we just showed you, mainly between 60 and about 65 degrees. Thursday then, a little weak system will slide just across southern Canada. That could kick up a little bit of wind for us on Thursday, 10 to 20 miles an hour, but still very mild with highs on Thursday in the lower to mid 30 or 60. Let's go 60s for Friday. Mostly sunny. We will see light winds on Friday. Perfect for the Bridge of Sportsmanship game Friday night, with high temperatures in the lower 60s for Friday, and even a little bit warmer as we kick off our Easter weekend on Saturday with partly cloudy skies. I think we'll see closer to mid 60s as we make our way through the day on Saturday. High pressure still in control of our weather. And on Easter Sunday, partly cloudy skies, slightly cooler. Here's a little bit of an area of low pressure that will bring some moisture into western Washington. That'll change our airflow back to more a westerly flow, cooling us down a little bit. And then for Monday, not bad at all. Mostly sunny, hot skies with high temperatures seasonal into the upper 50s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast tonight. 32 degrees, 62 the high temperature tomorrow. Get out and enjoy it if you can. 62, but it will be a bit breezy on Thursday. Football Friday, 61 degrees and mostly sunny and partly cloudy and fantastic as we kick off our Easter weekend. 63, 59 on Easter, and then 58 degrees on the following Monday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more, as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbiss here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today. 509-663-7900.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. Half the field is now set for the men's Final Four in the NCAA tournament. Houston survived a furious comeback by Oregon State to advance 67-61, and Baylor beat back Arkansas 81-72. The rest of the Final Four will be set today when Gonzaga faces USC, followed by UCLA and Michigan on TBS. A literal big question facing the Bulldogs in today's game is how Drew Timme will size up against the Trojan brothers Evan and Isaiah Mobley. Coach Mark Few says, well, it's not like Gonzaga hasn't played some talented bigs already this season.
I think Drew's had a great approach all year. I mean, obviously, look at the consistency he's had. So, I mean, he knows what's at stake in this game. He's a great competitor, and you know, and then this isn't the first time he's played against size. I mean, I think people forget we played BYU 3 times that has 7'3" Matt Harms. And, you know, we played West Virginia back earlier in December, back when they had Toshibwe and Culver and a couple other bigs. LMU, Loyola Marymount, I think, is one of the biggest teams in the country. They had a 7'3" guy, a couple 6'10" guys, 6'8" guards. So he's faced size before, obviously. You know, probably not size with as much talent as you know, the Mobleys have, but I'm sure Drew's looking forward to it.
Mobley brothers have shown versatility through the NCAA tournament, sharing the load with teammates while averaging 16 points a game. Coach Few says that shows a well-rounded upbringing, similar to Gonzaga's Jalen Suggs.
You know, we recruited Evan a little bit way back in the day, and just an awesome family with great perspective. The dad's done a great job with both those boys, and you know, their parents have raised them right, you know, and Jalen the same way, man. Jalen's all about winning, and best part of Jalen's game is he can do a lot of things other than score, and that really impacts the game. I mean, I think hopefully everybody saw that the other night. I think Zagorowski's a terrific player, and I thought he did a wonderful job of defending him.
Gonzaga forward Corey Kispert says life in the bubble has been a nice insulator against outside distractions you'd have during a normal NCAA tournament.
It's nice that we've been in the bubble for so long. Each day kind of feels the same as the last one. So even though there is this big build-up to these big games coming up, we're not on planes flying to different arenas. We're not back in Spokane with everyone telling us, you know, how great we've been or whatever. It all just kind of feels like business as usual. So it makes it really easy to kind of stay focused on the present and be in the moment.
Now, much has been made of USC's defense, which has held 3 opponents to an average of 58 points per game in the tournament so far. Kispert says he and his teammates look forward to that challenge.
And USC is great at it. They got obviously a lot of big bodies in there, and they're athletic, and they are super connected, especially in the zone. But I mean, we have the utmost confidence in, you know, our guys to make plays and make the right reads. And, you know, the reads are a little bit different, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's basketball, no matter if they're in a zone or a man. And, you know, it's part of the reason why this offense is so good and why we feel like we're elite with our playmakers is that, you know, no matter what teams are in or what they throw at us, we've seen it before and we can handle it.
You can watch the action on TBS. UConn and Arizona have punched their tickets to the Final Four of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. Paige Bucher scored 28 points to lead the Huskies past the Bears 69-67. Arizona had little trouble with Indiana posting a 66-53 win. The other two Final Four entrants are being determined today, with Texas facing South Carolina, followed by Haley Van List, Louisville Cardinals taking on Stanford. Now, the Cardinal are averaging 83 points a game so far in the tournament. Coach Jeff Wall says he knows his team is in for a tough challenge tonight.
Well, it's going to take a team effort for sure at the defensive end of the floor. They have a very talented and deep ball club. They can score from all 5 spots. They're playing at a high level right now. We know that, and we're going to have to come out and play with the same focus. We're going to have to rebound the basketball. We're going to have to get back in transition. They score the ball very quickly when the opportunity presents itself. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to play the best game that we've played all year, and I've got confidence in them. I mean, it's a great group that I know is going to come out and compete and fight. You know, nobody really thought we had a chance in last night's ball game. As I was told, we were a 2-point underdog, you know, and figured out a way to win even before the injuries happened. We were controlling the game. So just really proud of this group.
Now, while the obvious focus is on basketball, an article came out in Sports Illustrated yesterday addressing the potential earnings by college athletes if they could control their name, image, and likeness, or NIL. Haley Van Lith topped that list. Based on various factors, it's estimated Haley could cash in nearly $1 million a year while still in college. Much of it is based on her nearly 700,000 followers on social media. Her coach, Jeff Wall, says, he asked Haley to share a little.
Haley obviously has done a wonderful job with her brand. And the amazing thing is I think it's Instagram where she's got 600-something thousand followers, and I think she'd only posted like 20 or 30 times. I mean, it's pretty remarkable to me. You know, I gave her a hard time, like, are you sure you're not making up all those fake accounts? And I told her, I said, ask them to follow me so then I can improve my followers as well.
Louisville and Stanford tonight on ESPN. We have soccer tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel. The Sebastian Moraga, Matt Wise will be at Lieboftel Field at the Apple Bowl for the call of Wenatchee and Kashmir girls soccer pregame at 6:50. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. The Mariners and Reds played to a 5-5 tie in the final Cactus League game of the season on Monday. Evan White was 2 for 2 with a run and 2 RBIs. Sam Haggerty also 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. On the mound, Chris Flexen looked good in 3 innings, allowed no runs, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. Seattle packs up and heads for Seattle Thursday to open the regular season against San Francisco. 7:10 start time. Marco Gonzalez on the mound for the M's against the Giants' Kevin Gossman. Seattle finished the preseason 11-11-6. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And now let's quickly check in with Dan Coombs for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Tomorrow on Wednesday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, how did the Louisville Cardinals do against the Stanford Cardinal? And the Gonzaga Bulldogs and the USC Trojans will let you know if they punch their ticket to the Final Four. We'll have highlights of tonight's Wenatchee Kashmir girls soccer match that we're going to have for you here on the NCWLIFE channel. And my guest will be Pat Quinn Williams. The walk to end multiple sclerosis is back again with some changes in this COVID world. Pat will give you those details and everything you need to start your Wednesday tomorrow morning live at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Hey,
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.